9 years, oh my God, so many things happened. Going again to the final. It's incredible. Come on, what a story. Barcelona only happened to us. This generation, us who watch it now. So these special stories, nobody can take away from us. Somebody would have told me that I will feel 9 years later the way I feel now. I would have said, that's actually, I don't think that's possible. You are a really special club. We turned all together from doubters to believers. So the main message is keep believing and you can keep changing the world.
You know what this is, Jürgen, John, Craig, me, Neil. I've got a question, my first question, not football.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. No football, chat. So, you've been in Liverpool for 9 years.
Yeah.
And you've been Jürgen Klopp. So, in terms of both time and being Jürgen Klopp, what's the one thing you'd like to have done in Liverpool you haven't been able to? Of anything you could have done?
Enjoying the city.
Enjoy the city?
Yeah. So, my life is, I live actually like a life in the second row. So just I'm working, obviously not, but the private life is always, people tell me. So family is there and friends are there and they go out in the city and say, they come home, oh my God, was like that and was like that. And I just say, oh, okay. Oh, great. And my feeling is so positive about the city, it's crazy, but I've actually been there 4 or 5 times, on a truck twice. the very first night, when there's a famous picture with my ping head when we just walked around the corner, Hope Street Hotel around the corner. Ulla, Pete and I had a beer and we got invited by the celebrities, these ladies. Thank God Ulla made a picture. And that was the night. And maybe 2-3 more times, but really not a lot. And in very early, when we still lived in the flat in Sefton Park, Ulla and I walked just into the city and walked at night through the city because it was obviously really, really tricky for me. So that's really enjoying the city. Going into the stadium as a normal reporter. These are the things I sometimes dream of. Not being Jürgen Klopp, just having exactly the same fun like everybody else in these moments, because it's for everybody. So everybody who is visiting us around matches has kind of holiday and the time of their life. Yeah. And for me, it's work. So after the game, everybody wants to talk to me. Oh, what's that? Oh my God, and that was that. Oh, come on. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Spoke already to 15 TV stations, stuff like that. So yeah, enjoying the city. That would be really cool.
What's your lasting impression of the people within the city?
Again, so the people I know really work all here. Few people from outside, not too many, but a few. But the feeling I get is, again, from people telling me, and I only had now recently my eye doctor, he told me he used to live in London, he's come here and said, there's no other, there's this special breed, these Scouse, it's completely different. And he lives now here and he loves it, and it's really exactly like that. If there are open arms, you are open arms, and we all know there are a few different people as well, but in general, yeah, the most friendly, open people you can meet. The problem is, what can I say, really? That's only see you in the stadium. So that's all part of the big decision that I have to step aside. I'm so curious about life. And was since years and years, not only here, before already, Dortmund, was like that, and Mainz even. And Mainz was just a city, but that's enough, so I don't go out. It's in the city. I was, from one point on, the most famous person and lived in a 2-bedroom flat. So, but like people walking past my, he's living. Yeah? So exactly, and that's too long now. Yeah. So that I take all the benefits from it, the money, and I know that, stuff like this, that's all great. I never had time to spend it really as well. It's like, what can you do? So that's it. I'm really looking forward to, and the people, how I know them and how I get told are the warmest. Again, once you you got a Scouser, you will have him forever. So that's pretty much how I see it.
When you think about that, when people go out, do they tell you, like, all they talk about is the football? The football's everywhere. They come over for the football, they then go out the night of the football, town's heaving, and then coming home to you and saying, and it was all because of the football, and you know that that's what the football's done.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Everybody wants to talk to me about football. all the time. All the time. That's fine. I like talking about football. That's not a massive problem. But it's just the way it is. I only can understand life in that way. I step aside, have a look, and think, what would I do? So for me, the example is always. So I'm obviously not the person who I never was, and now I'm definitely not. Wants to have a selfie with somebody, and we live in a life, in a time when you obviously cannot survive if you see somebody and you don't have a selfie or an autograph. So I never got an autograph, and I had one selfie, and it was more because Messi was around, so I did it, but that's it pretty much. So it's crazy that I don't understand it, but I'm constantly in the middle of it. So, but that's it now. The football made it all happen. The football is the best thing, made my life. I love it since I can think. Worked out much better than I ever thought. If you look at my career, it's super special. Actually, again, stepping aside, have a look at it. It's not possible. Where I'm coming from, it's just not possible. Ending up at Liverpool FC, and when Liverpool FC was the biggest in the time, unbeatable and all these kind of things, I played myself somewhere in the countryside, more or less. Like, it just was so far apart, and so many things had to go right that I arrived here. It's and then enjoying it as much as I did here. It's all because of football, I know that, so there's no other chance for me to be as successful as I was here. Yeah.
You said it's been largely work then, so what parts of the work are you most proud of? Because you've done so much here, you've won so many trophies, pretty much everyone you could have, you've given us so many amazing nights, but you've developed a lot of footballers as well, young ones, ones who were maybe sort of 23, 24, you've helped turn to world-class players. So when you do look back on a body of work, what are you most proud of? I'm interested.
They're all special stories. So I'm not sure if being proud or feeling pride is the right feeling. I'm not sure. But this morning, Trent's mom was here and wanted to say thank you and goodbye, more or less. And she told me what she thought when Brent left and I came in, and how she thought, because they told her before, when Trent was even younger, when your boy is in the age, you need an English manager because managers from other countries don't look at the academy. So she was really worried that could happen, and how that all worked out. That's a beautiful story. It is just, see her now, I know her from the beginning because the first contract, I think she did them. She was in the building, first 200 probably. And it's really funny to see her now, how well she's doing, and it looks great and is happy, and Trent obviously did really well. His brother is an agent now, and all that happened in that time. It is really nice. That I was around when these kind of stories happen. Then another channel showed me this morning early things my former players said about me. So from here, like Millie, Adam, Trent, Verge, Moore, before West Ham probably. Very, very, very positive. And if I look at that and I think, okay, if they would talk about somebody else, I would think, oh my God, that must be a nice guy. Yeah. But if it's about yourself, I think it's difficult to take. Yeah. It's just if somebody, it's easier to say, hey, he's so good, look at that, how good he is, my God, he's so good. And then somebody turns around, you are so good. Whoa, stop it. That doesn't work. I cannot deal with that really, to be honest. But it was really emotional. But now coming back, I think I'm probably proud of creating these kind of relationships. And it only works for that long anyway if you are from time to time successful. Yeah. And what I love about our journey, because obviously it could have been, we all know that, a little bit here and there, it could have been even more successful. But that was only on days. So here we go, more here. a better decision here, that here. It was days. All the rest would have been the same. And I know it makes all the difference, because that would have meant 3 or 4 parades maybe, or stuff like that. You cannot change it anyway anymore. But that means adding all the other days where it was really great. It was an incredible amount of time where we really enjoyed what we did, maybe like no one before, because it was just so fantastic how we all grew together through you as well. I'm pretty sure that it works like that, because I know it's, we need, and I told you before, we need people who explain the situation. And what I like about, and that I watch you, not all the time obviously, but I watch you from time to time, and I like these different perspectives you bring in, because what we get now is individual opinions all the time. So boom, not good enough, get him out, stuff like this, boom, my God, you win, he's the greatest of all time, they lose, he's too long here. So it's 100% like that. And to really understand situations, you need to talk about it and explain it or discuss it. And when you discuss it, you realize, you might have a point. Yeah, that might be right. And that's why, and we kept it always on this level. It was, we failed big with our doing, with less with our doing, whatever, but we failed big or lost big, and we won big. And actually, I remember only properly where we won it. So I'm really happy with what we did. Could have been better, but could have been much worse as well, of course.
You talk about winning big and losing big. I think that's something which, I think that people, as you say, when people feel these days exposed, the idea of, there'll be big opinions, I feel that some people have become almost like a little risk averse, like they'd almost rather have a quiet life and not take any chances. To win big, you've got to get to big occasions where you can lose big. Yeah. And that, to me, feels like that's been like the underlying thing of all your time here. We've won so big and so brilliantly, but it's meant every now and again you're going to lose big and it's going to hurt, and you've got to accept it's going to hurt. You've got to almost enjoy that it hurts, because you had all the moments along the way.
100%. If you want to lose and win big, you have to be ready to lose big. That's how it is. There's no other chance.
Yeah.
Qualifying for a final, obviously, semi-final, celebration. Now the other night, Dortmund celebrating like crazy. But the final is still to come. And so you are the winner of that match day. If you lose the final, it's not silver medal.
Do you think it's a shame it's not that though in football?
I will not change. I cannot change that. And if I would say, no, that would be great, or that'd be just to make me feel better, to be honest, I'm not sure. I'm educated in the system. So I love silver medalists at Olympic Games. I love it, and I love how they celebrate and how much it means, or bronze medalists, how much it means to them, or your personal best time at a marathon, or how much that means. So anybody teaches us that it's just how we see it. Because if I go to Olympic Games and I win the bronze medal, before that nobody thought I will be even on the podest, and then you win the bronze medal, and the only thing in that moment you can think, I was so close and I won gold. I was so close. But come on, so we can do it next time, stuff like this. So I really get with the how we speak about things. Too often my feeling is of all these guys who speak about football, it's like they're personally offended.
Yeah.
So we lose a game. How can he do that? It was not on purpose, I can promise. I honestly, it was not on purpose. I didn't want to do it, and the other guys didn't want to do it. And it's really crazy. But it's not only football. That's just the time. Yeah. So it's like, it's always this, actually, what did I do to you personally that you talk like this about me or the boys or the players or stuff like this? So that's the things I will never understand. So the only way I had is just to not listen to it, to get through all this. I'm really not interested. So for me, it's like people don't know me, people don't try to understand me. Why should I be interested in their opinion? Yeah, and that's why this real critical dealing with specific things, I never will understand. But that's nothing to do with our time, because I think our time here, pretty much you look at it and you think, it was positive, obviously.
I was looking back before we do this, and I was looking at 2018. And I think 2018, from start to finish, first game's Burnley, 2-1, Clavan, all the way through. Second to last game, third to last game, Wolves, 2-0. Everything in the middle, all the run, 5-0 up against Roma. And I was looking at it yesterday, and I was thinking, that's the most fun year I think I've ever had supporting Liverpool. And we didn't win a trophy. Not one. all the way through. We don't win a single trophy. But I was looking at it thinking, I can't remember ever enjoying so much hope, so much belief, watching them, you believe in them, and then they do something else brilliant. They go to Porto and win 5-0. Who does that? It was our first Champions League knockout game. And I was just looking at the whole year, and I was thinking, that is the most incredible fun I've ever had supporting Liverpool that year.
The reason why I think is where we came from, number one. Number two, we didn't think before the final already or whatever. Yeah, but if you don't win it, it's not really. Why would we enjoy it if you don't win it in the end? It's all about winning. It's all about it. But if you don't win, then don't even try. So that's exactly that. And that time we were that young and that fresh and had no success before really and stuff like this. So we just went for it. We thought we can conquer the world. Pretty much.
I think because it felt like it came out of nowhere, but actually it didn't, because we had the Europa League run a couple of seasons before. I think what Neil's talking about around like the fun and enjoyment, like, I think that
City 4-3 in January. City 4-3.
The road to Kiev is one of, probably the 3 months most fun I've ever had as a Liverpool fan, because it was new and it was vibrant and there was an explosion on the Kop when we beaten City.
The way the team played as well was just like
electric.
So exciting.
We qualified for Champions League through the knockout with the playoffs with Hoffenheim.
Yeah. That's right.
And go to the final. That's super special. So what I said that time. The fun part was, I think we played. Did we play Middlesbrough? It was last match day in Middlesbrough, where we only realized. So we have to win it. Bam, we won it. Qualified Champions League, and then after the game, only we had kind of a little party, and then I said, hey, we have to play the playoffs. So and then you see Hoffenheim with Nagelsmann that time, and I watched them a couple of times. They have a really clear idea and difficult to play, but we all know from an English or Liverpool point of view who, where. They don't even know the city. Nobody knows the city in Germany, but it's a football club and they play really well. And don't celebrate it too early, but so we did it really well. We played there already really well. Going through that group stage, or the knockout stages, it was incredible. The whole campaign was incredible. Yeah. And then the last game was incredible as well in a different way. And we are not the first and obviously not the last ones who will get beaten by Real Madrid because so far they always found a way, and that's really strange. But that day was really tough. But we took it the right way, and then doing what we did the year after, going again to the final. Yeah, it's incredible. Come on, what a story! You win it and you go again. I think that happened before, right? 5 and 6. Liverpool won 5 and 6. You were in the final again, but there you lost it then.
Yeah,
it was 2007. It was 2 years later.
2 years later. Okay, but losing it and pick yourself up and go again by not winning the league for a point or for a goal for winning company or a not given handball of Rodri. And by the way, that's a situation that's really crazy. That handball. So I don't know where we played, but we were already the whole team was in a bus, and Everton City is on telly. We watch it, and that situation happened in the whole bus, like in a handball. Wait, you're not giving it. What? So it's like these moments. So anyway, you cannot go back to that time and stuff, like you cannot change it. But so not getting there, if you want, and then having 3 weeks time to prepare a Champions League final, which is good and bad as well. It's like strange. It's like a pre-season. How can you deal with that? And going there and winning it. These 2 years 3 years actually were really mad. They were mad.
Yeah, we kept saying, "Oh, this is the best season we've had. Oh, this is the best season we've had." Every season after. Before those 3 seasons, even sort of in the run up to Kiev and before that, was there a moment of sort of realization for you that there was that much potential within the squad?
Oh, I said in the first year. When we then finally qualified, I think maybe it was before the Hoffenheim game or after Hoffenheim games. I went through it. I said, look, Champions League. Well, X-Man said teams playing there. Maybe 5 or 6 can win it. We're one of them. So that's how it is. So it's not that we want to be part of, or somehow let's see how far we go. Yeah. We're one of the teams who can win it. So it's not, why would we wait? And obviously, I'm pretty sure probably we did it on the last match day in the group stage. very likely.
Yeah.
We made it more exciting than it should be. In that,
one of our things.
Yeah. There were a couple of games where I thought, so Naples was obviously not our place. Belgrade, you don't really need that. I don't think I heard the name of the guy ever before and ever after. He scored the 2 goals.
Right, yeah.
And it's awful long way to the pitch from the dressing room. You probably didn't see that, but there were the cars for the groundkeeper. They drove through that as well, but it was just space like that, left and right. But the car came, and you walked through, and the car came, and where's he going? You stand on the wall like that, the car. But it was all really crazy. But somehow we made it, and that's obviously. Besides enjoying the moment, there are not so many situations where you can really learn something for life in our normal life, because we are only alone and we deal with a situation, sometimes better, sometimes less good. We got a knock here, we have a close friend or family member who got stuff like, but where can you really learn? So for how to deal with circumstances, and here we did that on the big stage. Because none of our lives is free of bumps and hurdles and stuff like this. It's just not. But then you think, okay, I have to deal with that. How you don't ask your neighbor 5 houses about, by the way, I heard you had a similar situation. What did you do in that moment? You just were alone with that. But in football, that's what you can do if you're really like we are, that kind of have this incredible connection really between team and people and supporters. You learn it all together. You want it all. Everybody wants it all. You don't get it. And then there's a bunch of people who say, then I don't want it anymore. Or, actually, we're that close, so I think we should give it another try. And that's what we did now with the Champions League, that's what we did obviously with the league. And yes, and we suffered as well from these kind of things. Like what happened in the year after we won the league. I think it was a moment when we started and we were the worst ever title in the season after, so we had the points tally we had or whatever. But the injury we had is crazy. And then immediately there, it's not unlucky, it's then, maybe football is too intense, maybe last year it was too hard, like after our nearly quadruple season. They tell us it was too hard. Yeah, maybe it was, but sorry, but do we say in FA Cup, that doesn't fit in our schedule, we cannot do that, or the other thing, and we can't do it. We were that close, which is absolutely crazy, and the year after we suffered brutally from it. But you cannot really explain it because it could have gone a bit more lucky. It could have gone the other way around as well. So it's really crazy. And that's so many things, so intense. 9 years, oh my God, so many things happened. But we could learn a lot all together, and that's really cool.
How quickly did you realise that the power of the crowd was going to be such a big asset for you guys, for the team and for what you wanted to achieve, and especially in Europe when those home games, were... it felt to me like we were a force that was...
We became a force.
Yeah.
Massive.
Because people talk about Dortmund, but I don't know if it was before that or because that was a pretty special night.
It was. So look, Liverpool was a big club before I arrived, probably a massive club, of course. But it was not clear that everybody wants the same, so one wanted the good old times back. Players weren't ready to do that. So when it's not, wouldn't say, and then I come in and it's like, now he's there, and pretty much from the first day, everybody expects that you see big things changing, and that's really difficult. It's really difficult. And I remember a time when we were. So you can sense in a stadium it's 0-0, and you go for the 1-0, and you have a chance. And if the people think you will score eventually, or if the people think, again, I could, with the closed eyes, I listen and I could say, similar sound, not the same. So it's like, are they positive, go again, or are they, my God. So that's when it's still 0-0 in both cases. And that obviously we needed time, and then we had these home games where West Brom and all these kind of things, so that was not most exciting football, but we really tried hard to implement a different approach, and that's important. So like fighting the odds, going against everything, us against the world, these kind of things. So it's not going great, but if you want to change something, you have to first change your own mindset, your own attitude. And with attitude, I don't mean the attitude was bad before, not at all, but it's like from this, I'm not sure I'm good enough to, I belong here, and we can do it for the people. And that was obviously in the beginning difficult. It might have been Dortmund, because Dortmund was a super positive situation. We played there really well, then the game goes in the wrong direction, because Dortmund was really good that time, and then we turned around. That might be the turning point, probably. It was a great night. If Barcelona would have never happened, it was still the best European night we ever had, even when it was in the European League. So it was absolutely outstanding and fantastic. And I still remember the Divock Origi's interview after the game, and he said, the boss said halftime, we can write a story which we can tell our grandkids. And when I look around, I probably said that, but when you look around, nobody had kids that time. I spoke about the grandkids, and they had done 2 or 3 million. Hendo, maybe they had kids, a few of them, but the rest was just thinking, but it inspired even Divock. Until today, he has not started.
But that's the thing about the past 8 years. You've almost reminded us of what Liverpool's always been. This idea that, you know, it's the big European nights, it's the overcoming adversity, it's the, you know, harnessing the atmosphere of Anfield. You know, it's all of these things that, you know, you're talking about the
unity as well, is it the fact that when we come together, it's hard to beat us.
Yeah, you're talking about you know, saying to the players about telling their grandkids, you know, there's a certain generation that have grown up listening to their grandparents and their dads boring them to death about how good Liverpool were in the 70s and 80s. But there's a whole new generation now have grown up with you as manager, and now they get to, I can't wait to bore my son to death about you, Jürgen.
Yeah, Sadio Mane, you've got a patch on Sadio Mane.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's as part of that, where you sort of find yourself now, looking at them, is there a bit of you that's thinking, I'd like 10 more years with Harvey Elliott? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the big moment.
Yeah. No, I have that. I would love to. I really, it's so hard. So all the kids who came up now, Conor Bradley, Bobby Clark only the other day, because he's injured and not always in, we had already this final talk, pretty much. All the boys say on the pitch, Jarrell, Kansa, it's incredible how good they are. I would love to be around to do that. I'm just not the right person to do it. Yeah. So that's it. But I will follow it. I will watch it, and I'm happy. And I have to phone them as long as they change quite frequently. As long as they keep me in the list, I will have the number. And all these kind of things. I would love to do that. Absolutely. So I had, when I left Dortmund, Pulisic came through. So I had him as a 16-year-old in training, and I thought, oh my God, wow. So what is that? So and then you see him later, Chelsea, and doing well now, AC Milan, stuff like this. So yes, I would love. That's true. But I would love to stay with all the people in the building. So for everybody here, it's more a personal thing, because everybody knows on a professional basis. It's clear you cannot just have that forever. But as the first moment, from the shock when I said it, and it was always clear. Happens this year, next year, or in 2 years. It's always the same thing. So it's now, obviously, maybe supporters might see that slightly differently. Yeah, we have another year with that, or another year with that. But for the people here, who I feel very responsible for as well, it's just like, if it happens now in 2 years, it makes no difference. It would have been always hard because of the relationship we have. So I would love to see them every day for the next 20 years. Because I love them all. We create here in that building an incredible relationship. We are close friends. We care about each other. But it's just not possible. So that's it. And so then in that moment you accepted that, then you just think, okay, come on. Let's just be thankful for the time we had, because that's already special. 8.5 years in a football club of the size of Liverpool is actually, if you ask somebody, rather unlikely. Rather unlikely. Nowadays, with all the expectations, and we didn't win everything in that time, and we had hard moments in that time. So, and with all the possible, however people see it, like this, our owners don't do that enough, don't do that enough. There was not 1 second where they gave us a feel. No, we have to do it. Try it somehow differently, and that could have happened and would have happened in other clubs probably. It didn't. Just everybody wanted this to work. wanted this constellation with people, stuff like we do it like that. We try it as hard as we can. People aren't always happy with as hard we try on a financial base, stuff like this, but this was the thing, that's the way we could do it, and that's how we did it. And I'm completely in peace with my effort. I have 1 or 2 struggles with the outcome, but that's not to change. So if I would sit here, or if I'm not here, probably would not speak about it, but sit at home, and I didn't do enough, and that would never happen. So because I did that all the time, in a moment I realized I cannot do that anymore because it's just, there's a limit. I have to tell early, not hoping it will change. It never changed since then, by the way. It's not that I think I had up and down and thought I said it and now it's out. And I thought, oh no, I want to stay here. So like 4 weeks ago when we could have won everything still. And I thought, what did I do? No, not for a second. I'm 100% sure it's right. And I enjoy thinking back. And I enjoy the relationships we created. And I enjoy all these kind of things and the memories we have. I enjoy it so much. And I will enjoy this book and I will take it. And there will be moments in my life I just sit there and go through these kind of things and try to find an old video of something.
But it's not just you're still relatively young. What do you want to do? Because people. I'm not asking you if you want to be manager of Germany or any of that nonsense. What do you want to do? Like, what are you looking forward to?
We can talk about absolutely everything. I don't know. No, I don't know. I will work, but it's there's a big difference. So my 3 clubs, Mainz, Dortmund, Liverpool. In all 3 clubs, we built a new training ground. In all Mainz, we had to invent. Pretty much. We were there. I played there, obviously. But if we would have said, "Oh, by the way, we stop it," that would have been not on no front page of any newspaper. Just okay. Oh, Mainz stopped playing 8 weeks ago. Wow, really? So that was the situation. So we built a club. The marketing director was a former player of the second team of Mainz who studied business. Do you have time? Yes. So marketing director. So a journalist who you can be our press officer. That's how we started Mainz. So that was a 26/7 job. So we did absolutely everything. There was nothing. We did absolutely everything. So it was pretty intense years. So then going to Dortmund, not in a great place. And the first or second or third day, I sit in an office and call VIPs. They didn't want to sign their what is that? The VIP lounge again. And they told me, oh my God, we struggle and I give me numbers. So I called them, both up to down. And again, not building a new club, that was not necessary. It was a big club, obviously, but not a great place. Mood difference, stuff like this. And again, fighting against big opponents, stuff like this. It was a 26/7. It's just like it is. You just don't stop. We built a training ground, by the way. So, and then you come here and do the same again. And it's again, not, of course, it was not an emergency case, but it was not great. So we again tried with all these teams around. Eventually, who are the opponents? It's not that we do well and become 6th every season. I think, yeah, but that's where you belong. But 5 teams are better, so accept it. You cannot do that. So you have to overperform. So it is, 26/7, I would say. So that's how it is. So it's no problem at all. But that's my life. And now you ask me, and it was my life. But it cannot be all in life.
No. Mm-hmm.
It cannot be.
So do you want to rest? Do you want to go and...
No, definitely rest. Definitely rest. So I don't know how that feels, but I will. I want
to watch Netflix?
What?
You want to watch Netflix?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can do that already, but I know how it works at least. Definitely. Travel, relax. Seeing friends. So yeah. I see friends for hours. They come here, watch a game, and I don't want to talk to them because they want to ask me about football, and I go to bed. So as if in different circumstances and these kind of things. So they have a drink, and I have to work the next day. So these kind of that has to change. I don't drink, but I could. I drink, but not not a lot. So that's how it is. So just live a life. Yeah. So and all the things about the being famous. What you say is important, all these kind of things, I don't like. I just accept it. I don't think my opinion is important. I say it anyway most of the time, but it's not that I think you have to listen. Yeah. A few things because I know better than a lot of people who are in charge of scheduling and referee stuff like this. I don't know that. I will miss that. Not at all. But I don't think, and I will not miss that part. Being out there on the grass with the players, yeah, but I had it long as well, and I missed all the rest of life. That means, will I miss it? Probably.
But seeing friends is good.
Absolutely. Yeah. And coming back and watching games and still caring and still getting on the toes and be on the other side of it and in the stands, if possible, these kind of things. I would love, or sit in front of the telly and just going wild in the living room. Why not? Yeah. So it's just another thing, but I have to see it. I need to have a look at it. I cannot do it until I'm 70-something. I know there's a big difference from now to them, but actually the rest of life, why should it start when you're 70? Just because in this moment in the world, obviously top managers are now, let me say I would find a club if I want, but I'm just not available. I'm just off, and then we will see how long that takes, and I will work. I will do something 100%. And the thing I understand most about is football, but maybe there's something else than doing exactly what I do now.
There's something in your point there, just to begin to sort of end it, that idea of helping people help themselves. Yeah. That's sort of, you've talked about that a lot, that you see someone wants to help people, but helping people help themselves, coming into things that aren't struggling. It doesn't have to be football, it could be something else in life, where people need things to be different, they need to learn, listen. You can learn and listen as well. Is that,
I just don't have a real message, so if somebody needs my help, you can come and I will. Yeah. But that I go out and say, I know how it works, and will tell you all. I fill big menus, 10,000 people, Klopp tells us, I will never have, I have absolutely no message. No way. So, but if somebody asks me how you deal with it, so I would like to help more coaches, because there are obviously better coaches out there, but I had it all. I went through everything. I lost, I won, lost more, won a little bit, stuff like this. This is important, this is not important. And we always see in the moment, it's really difficult to gain time again. Why did I always get the time? I don't know. 3 clubs, and they wanted that it works with me. And I don't know why that's the case. So I could not write a book about it. By the way, step 1, you do that. Step 2, you do that. Step 3, and they give you, you can lose as long as you want. If you win after 5 years, it's fine. So it doesn't work like that. So I have no idea. Couldn't explain that. But dealing with the things around, how you that I can explain, and I can tell people what we will do with that. I have no idea. So by the way, I cannot plan a break, or say we do make a break and have already plans in place directly, and I go there and I go there. I want to rest, have a look, and we'll see. And I watch football, by the way. Euros, Champions League final.
I'd love to ask you about the League Cup final this season, because like as a
what
day,
a night.
Yeah, oh my God. Like for supporters, like there won't be many more days that will have more enjoyment in a day, but actually more pride in the collective. You know, when the young players are coming on and with every substitution, the Liverpool ends just getting up and up and up, and you know, how much did that day mean to you?
That whole period was absolutely outstanding around that, because we were really, oh my God. So we were brave, but we had to be brave as well. It was not that we had 5 other players available and still throw in James, Bobby, Dancy, come on, go. Yes, we were neat, but it was cool. And a little bit part of the problem we had, that the top guns came back then, and it's good that they came back, but after long injuries, and trying to find their feet again, but you have to give them games. We need them, obviously. Then you play, and it's not great. You take them off, they don't like it. Nobody likes it, obviously. So you cannot, it's not a natural build-up. And before that, the team, whoever we brought, was like, my God, I play football in that stadium. It was like, my God. You cannot replicate that. You need to manage these kind of situations. And that was really outstanding that night. I can't remember. I enjoyed a lot of games, but in that specific way, it was my game of all times, because the team we had, the atmosphere in the stadium was absolutely crazy. Then you go again, the full distance, and then the goal, all this. It was outstanding. I can't remember a game that I enjoyed so much, because it was really super special. and winning it then that night a trophy, look in the eyes of the boys, everybody, but especially young, but everybody enjoyed it in this special way. Top class, top. The problem is only the people our generation are now watching now. If you tell in 20 years, 30 years your grandkids and bore them to death, or with your kids, and say, that was a final, you will not believe that. The average age group was like 14.6. And because, you know, it was gets always a bit more extreme. Yeah.
Like the goals he scored in 30 rounds.
I'm actually not allowed to be awake at that time. But it's for us.
Yes.
And these kind of things nobody can take away from us. That's what I love so much about this one. I love other teams will win as well. Of course they will. But this is us. This only happened because of us. Because we created this atmosphere. Because we pushed each other to that limits. Barcelona only happened to us. This generation, us who watch it now. Others will qualify for the Champions League final. Definitely. In this way. I'm not sure. So these special stories, nobody can take away from us, and I'm really, really, really happy with that. Alisson Becker, West Brom.
Yep.
Only up to us. It's absolutely insane. If somebody would measure my brain, if it even works, and in that moment when Ali walks, when Ali comes up, and I saw that probably 500 times in my life. A goalie goes, it's like, there, go there. You will not score as well. So he goes there, the ball comes in, and he heads that ball, and everybody who plays football and knows for a guy who jumps with the left foot probably, this header is really difficult. From that side, it's an easier header. This one is really difficult. And he just puts in the fuck on. I was more shocked than happy, I think, in the first moment. Absolutely outstanding. So many. We could go through that, obviously. Adam mentioned Norwich. The 4-3 pretty early.
5-4.
5-4, when pretty early in the time here. We created pretty quickly this bond that we really understood we do it for each other. Because he said, I think, he said in that moment, he said, that goal, the whole game, and then he just turned and ended pretty much up in my arms. So it was not really, it was obviously not planned or whatever, but it was get into the direction of the bench in that moment, which it's a sign in that moment. It must not be me or whatever, but going there, what the rest of the guys said, is just a good sign. And so, yeah, super special moment.
A lot of people are going to talk about your impact on this football club, and I could talk about it forever, your impact on the club, on supporters like us, on the Anfield Wrap, but I'm interested if you've thought about what impact Liverpool has had on you, and has it changed you in any way, just how this football club is?
Yeah, definitely. So I said that I mean, probably people think I planned in any way this first press conference, but I didn't. I just tried to get through it. So
as with today's.
Exactly. Just try to get somehow through it and don't get embarrassed or embarrass yourself. So. That is from doubted to believe and stuff like that. That's what I thought that time, obviously. But it's actually, you taught me what it really means, how much power you can create. I didn't really know. It's different. So Dortmund is, and you know it is a massive club, it has a similar DNA. So, but in this football crazy country, stick together like we did in this rather average start moments and these kind of things, and in a moment when it looked a little bit like we could kickstart, from that moment on we were the strongest unit ever, and getting all these kind of things like back, it was always clear. So we used actually, let's play second half towards the cup properly, and when the team is coming and try to do it the other way around. That's more. It's not. It doesn't hurt us. It's just, yeah. You try it. Good idea. So we do it. We do it that time. We do it if you want. But now we are even more greedy, whatever, angry or whatever. You take away from us what actually belongs to us. So that's what I learned. The power you can create through togetherness is a wonderful, wonderful lesson for life.
I agree.
We need to stop. One of those things that happens. It's okay, these things happen from time to time. Sometimes things do need to stop. This is us stopping. I could do this smoother. I mean, that's the idea. I've been doing this for years. I should know how to do it right now, but I don't know how to do it.
We'll finish it over a beer in 5 years' time, somewhere sunny.
What was always in my head, John, was he's not going anywhere until we've chatted to him, and we've chatted to him now, and I'm like heartbroken because he's going. No one could have asked for anything more.
Yeah, I have to say thank you, and I will say thank you quite frequently in the next few days. I do it already for a while now. I mean, I meet people here and there, and I have to. When I came here 2015, I was pretty positive about the whole thing. Somebody would have told me that I will feel 9 years later the way I feel now. I would have said, that's actually, I don't think that's possible. You are a really special club. And the main message is actually we turn all together from doubters to believers. So the main message is keep believing and you can keep changing the world. That's how it is.